Let's check the vital statistics for this one. Malinga is the older man by 3 years at 13-1. He's a bit taller as well. Both inside the 10-stone limit. And the weigh-in held unusually early, 36 hours before the fight. Malinga with a slight reach advantage. The South African has had more fights and more rounds. And look at the knockout percentage at the bottom for Neary, 82% so far. Though he was taking the full 12-round distance in his one really significant test so far, in his last fight against Darrell Tyson, former world title contender. That really was a very, very good performance with Neary, and he did it with a broken hand for the last 8 rounds. The WBU rules, there are so many world governing bodies, far too many, of course. But Neary has proved himself a world-class operator. Mandatory 8 count, no standing 8, no 3 knockdown. Only the referee can stop it, and the bell saves the fighter only in the last round.
Ladies and gentlemen, sports fans and Sky fans, this is the main event. Monroe and Island Brothers, in association with Frank Maloney and Panax Promotions, proudly present the World Boxing Union's Light Welterweight Championship of the World. Sponsored here by the Daily Star and live and exclusive here on Sky Sports. You've joined us for the very best ringside seat in the business. All the officials have been appointed by the World Boxing Union in association with the British Boxing Board of Control here present at ringside. Our President, John Robinson of Norfolk. Our supervisor this evening is Miss Jennifer Robinson from London, England. Judge Lynn Carter from New Jersey, USA. Judge Marcel Ruiz from Belgium. Judge Glenn Fieldman from Connecticut, USA. And when the action begins, a referee in charge of his 65th World Championship is Steve Smoger from New Jersey, USA. Our timekeeper from the British Boxing Board of Control is Mr. Colin Roberts. So, sports fans and Sky fans, they were the officials, and here are the contestants. Firstly, and introducing to you the challenger. He's fighting out of the blue corner. He's wearing the blue trunks and weighed in at 9 stone, 13 1/4 pounds. He brings a 22-fight record, 18 wins, 11 by KO, 2 losses and 2 draws. He's from Soweto, South Africa. Would you please welcome the Hitman, Jeremiah Malinga. And ladies and gentlemen, the champion. He's fighting out of the red corner. He's wearing the solid black trunks and weighed in at 9 stone, 13 3/4 pounds. He brings an undefeated record of 17 contests. 17 wins and 14 coming by the way of that big KO. He's the current undefeated World Boxing Union Light Welterweight Champion of the World, the Shamrock Express, Shea. So, sports fans and Sky fans, stand by, because we're going to raise some hell at the sound of the bell with 12 3-minute rounds of boxing for the World Boxing Union's Light Welterweight Championship of the World.
Referee Steve Smoger, who was the ref when Neary actually won this championship.
At the weigh-in, I want you to obey my commands at all times, respect the bell at all times, and above all, protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves, touch them up. Touch gloves, God bless.
Well, Shea Neary, there is just a little bit of a doubt about that broken right hand he had in the last fight, whether that has properly healed. I think, though they've not said so publicly, we can say it now that the fight is about to start. 1 or 2 worries whether that is okay now. Let's look how much he throws that right hand, Glenn.
Yes, well, he'll only know himself when he gets in the fight. I'm sure there'll always be doubts when you've had hand, probably that's going to reoccur, but he'll just know when he lands it.
Almost sprinted out of his corner, Neary, who is an all-action type of operator, this ex-soldier. There's a bit of the Nigel Benner about him, and he's looking to make his power count early on here. Gets through with the right hand as well, looking to catch this Jeremiah Malinga by surprise early on. Malinga responds pretty well to it.
Well, I think that's why he's got such a good following. He's a real all-action type fighter, with real value for money, Neary. And he always wants to put on a show, and he's already getting through.
He's put on a show with that shot, all right. The left hook. Malinga, will he be able to go on? It's only the first round. He was up very, very quickly. Steve Smoger takes a look at him. He's been operating as a lightweight before at round 9 stone 9. Here he's up against a full-blown light welter. And these punches are hurting him. He'll do well to get through this round. Neary is letting these punches fly, and how? He's going for broke in this opening round. Neary, another right hand. Steve Smoger, I think, is trying to stop it. He looked like he was jumping in. Down he goes again for the second time. He's up very quickly at 4. There is no 3 knockdown rule. That means that if Malinga goes down again, it is not an automatic stoppage. We may not get that far. Explosive performance from Shea Neary. Malinga looks all out, Glenn.
He really did. The power's really telling from Neary. Malinga's bravely trying to fight back, but he's just too much strength Neary has.
There's the right hand. There was no worries about it there. Another left hook. Some referees would have stepped in already. Malinga is fighting on instinct. His legs are rubber. His eyes are in orbit. He hardly knows where he is in there. And look at the way he's turning this around. What bravery by this South African.
Yes, he's very, very brave. He got through with a couple of decent punches himself.
Well, it's just gone 5 past 9, and Neary's fighting like he's got a train to catch at 10 past.
Again, clubbing left hooks from Neary. He's got good power in that punch.
And still, there's 25 seconds for Malinga to survive. How has he got through this so far? The 2.5 minutes we've had must seem like 2.5 hours to him. And look at this South African comeback. What bottle from him. What grit. What guts. That was some opening round. Oof. And the fans who paid up to £60 for their tickets here have already got their money's worth in one 3-minute dose.
Well, that was a tremendous round from Neary. He really put on everything he could. It was a very good knockdown, the first one. A good punch he landed very early on. There you see, got all his power into that left hook. He went down hard, Malinga, but jumped straight back up. It didn't look as if he was going to get through it after that punch, but he came back so well, even at the end of the round, having Neary on the corner, on the ropes. Here it is again, just another angle. He really got some power, really just got his weight, twisted at the right time. And what a beautiful punch.
10 seconds, corners.
There's the second knockdown. There's another left hook.
Ho hlokahalang ke Disprin Extra Strength. Ho fedisa hloho e opang ka pele.
Very brave, and he did so well to get through it, and then so well to try and get Neary on the ropes and punch back at the end of the round.
Well, this Shea Neary is super fit. I was going to ask the question whether he might have punched himself out, but I don't think so. Malinga covering up, trying to buy time, trying somehow to get some kind of foothold in this fight. The heads got dangerously close together there. Now the left hook. That really rocked Malinga as well. He did well to stay on his feet. And the cumulative effect of it makes him go down. He needs a break.
6, 7, 8.
Steve Smoger wants a timeout now. There looks to be cut damage as well. The doctor's going to have a look at Jeremiah Malinga. He's blinking heavily. He might not be allowed to go on in this fight. Cuts. And they're letting Malinga go on. It must have been touch and go, that decision.
It must have been. They've allowed the doctor to come in and have a look. I'm not sure whether he got a thumb in the eye or whether there's a cut there, but he's disturbed. And another good left hook from Neary.
It does look only a matter of time for Shea Neary before he retains his version of the light welterweight crown. Another uppercut. He just can't take this power. The weight differential is hard enough at the best of times, but when you're in with a man who can punch like Neary.
Malinga's certainly very game. A lot of lesser fighters wouldn't have took this amount.
He's trying somehow to throw some leather back, Malinga. Neary's just getting his gloves up. He's become a slightly better boxer since Judas Clottey moved in and started to teach him that he couldn't expect to blast everybody out. And that served him well against Darryl Tyson last time. Straight right, very punishing shot. Courage beyond the call of duty from Jeremiah Malinga.
He's just got to try and measure Malinga a little more. He's got to have Saragid work, and he'll find the punch.
Neary just can't quite finish the job at the moment, but we may only be seconds away from that.
There's blood around Neary's left eye as well. I'm not sure if it's rubbed off or if he's got a cut.
Another heavy, meaty-looking left hook from Neary, who breathes a little heavier. He's thrown an awful lot of punches already. He's still got enough of his wits about him, Malinga, to get on his bike.
He's doing well to survive.
Well, how is he doing it, this South African? How is he staying in there?
Very, very courageous. He's really, really banged up. A lot of facial damage, cut there in the eye, a lot of blood about. But he's so game, and he's managing to fight back. But Neary's punches just seem so much stronger. Every time he lands cleanly, he seems to hurt Malinga.
Referee's taking a close look at him.
Some of the action, he's very eager, Neary, just missing with a couple of shots there. He's just a little better when he uses his jab and looks to measure his punch. That's where he's had a success with the left hook.
Experience a true tradition of strength in a beer brewed to give you that big stout satisfaction. Castle Milk Stout, the satisfying powers of a true stout.
From the referee, by the way, is that the cut was caused by a punch. It's not an accidental clash of heads or anything like that. So if the cut forces an early stoppage, that will be in Neary's favour. They won't go to the scorecards. Third round. Miracle it's got this far. The Liverpool fighter, again, really exciting his growing legion of fans on Merseyside. Oh, right hand, rocking the head back of Malinga.
Neary measured the punch as well. He got him on the end of the jab and then put them two together. But again, Malinga fights back bravely.
Desperately throwing punches, hoping that somehow he can worry Neary, Malinga. Now this is quite a comeback, isn't it, by the South African?
Yes, he's thrown lots of punches, but Neary's doing all right in there. He's holding his hands up. He looks, you know, he's relaxed. He's watching the punches, looking for his own space.
Of course, the problem for Malinga, he's throwing a lot of leather. Will he leave a gap for a counter shot? That's what Neary is waiting for, I'm sure. Well, they said this fellow was a tough operator. I don't think we realized how tough.
Yes, they said that he was good and he was tough. Well, he's really stood up to a lot of good punches. There's a lot of damage and a lot of blood running into his eyes, making it even more difficult for him.
The blood looks bad and it may well be obscuring the vision. What a nightmarish beginning from Malinga. What an exciting performance by Neary. Covering up well, Neary.
Malinga throwing an awful lot of punches, but missing with the vast majority of them.
In his last fight, the South African got off the floor to win a Commonwealth title eliminator. He got through with a good left hand there. Neary, who's trained long and hard for this one. There was a previously projected date for it, so the preparation's been longer than usual. And he is a manic trainer.
Well, it's obvious Malinga's trained long and hard for this fight because he's still...
Oh, left hook again. He got up with the count at about 4. The count's at 8. Is he going to be allowed to go on? No, he isn't. It is over in the 3rd round. Shea Neary has retained his WBU version of the light welterweight championship in 3 frenzied rounds here.
A good performance from Neary. He was tough in there. He just kept the pressure on. The left hook always looked the punch that was going to do it, and he finally got the right shot in there. Well, Malinga covered himself with pride. He was very, very brave, and how he managed to stand up to so many punches and still carry on trying to fight back.
Some deodorants protect you longer from underarm wetness, others fight odor from bacteria, and some refresh you instantly. But most South African men use a deodorant that does all 3. Shield for sportsmen, with a unique triple active formula for long-lasting dryness and protection.
Well, Jeremiah Malinga covered himself in glory and defeat, and he really should pin a badge on him.
Yes, he really came here to get the title, but it was a bit of a more an uppercut like left hook that did it, but a very good, very powerful punch.
Just seems to turn the punch, doesn't he, at the last moment?
Yes, he just sort of brought it up. It was a left hook, but he brought it upwards, but it was a good punch, and I think, you know, there was no way he could carry on Malinga.
It's another glory night for Shea Neary, and he might be winning a few more sports polls, and it's about time really that he started to get some more nationwide recognition, because we do have a world-class light welterweight here.
We do, and I'm sure he will, because he's an exciting fighter. I think people will like to watch him. You see the following that he has, and I'm sure the following will only get bigger.
Just think about it. Shea Neary against Julio Cesar Chavez in some huge arena. Maybe you have to put up a big tent on the Albert Dock or something in Liverpool. That might sell a ticket or two, mightn't it?
I'm sure it would. That would really be a tear-up, wouldn't it? Because both of them like to fight. Neary, you know, he can throw a good jab, but he likes to get in there. He likes to give value for money, and he's a real fighter.
Well, they say he'll fight anybody, and he may not get the worldwide recognition until he fights one of the more established champions like a De La Hoya, Costa Shea, Khalid Ralu, Giovanni Parisi. Let's get the official announcement here.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the third round, referee Steve Smoger stops the contest. The winner and still undefeated, World Boxing Union light welterweight champion of the world, Shea, the Shamrock Express, Neary. Ladies and gentlemen of Liverpool, would you please show your respect for a very game challenger indeed, Malinga.
Well, the crowd is applauding the bravery of Jeremiah Malinga from South Africa. Bravery really beyond the call of duty, outgunned really by a man more at home, certainly in the light welterweight division. And Shea Neary retains the ownership of this WBU World Light Welterweight title belt. It'll be interesting, certainly, to get the thoughts of Barry McGuigan, Jim Watt and Nicky Piper in just a few moments, but let's hear from the winner first with Ian.
Here he is, Shea Neary. He's still WBU champion. That was what Nigel Benn used to call a right old tear-up, wasn't it?
Certainly was, Ian. It was a hard fight. And Neary, you know, look at the reception he's getting from the fans. He's coming in. He hasn't come in here to lie down. He's come to give a game performance, and that's what he's done.
What a brave man. You must have thought you were never going to put him away, and you were hitting him with everything.
He kept coming back, like. But I got there, right.
Were you happy with your own performance? And it was certainly exciting.
I'm an exciting fighter, to be honest with you, Ian, but I need to learn a lot, like, but I'm still winning, you know.
What do you need to learn?
A lot. Judas will tell me. I don't know it, otherwise I would have done it in Neary, you know. Your
trainer, Judas Clotty. So, what would be the future for him? We've got John Hyland here. This Liverpool thing, the Mersey beat's getting louder, isn't it?
Well, thanks very much to Sky and to all this Liverpool public who have backed us all the way. But I'd like to just say what an incredible interview he's just given. He's such a modest fighter. I think he's had everyone standing on the heels, and he's just said he's got a lot to learn. Listen, this fighter will fight any light welterweight in the world. He's proved he's world class in the Tyson fight. Again, he's done a fantastic performance. He's a strong fighter. I think, you know, Sky are delivering yet again another exciting fighter. We've had the Nigel Benns, we've had the Chris Eubankses, we've got the Nazim Mahmeds. Now we've got Shea, the Shamrock Express Neary, and he's here, and he's going to stay here for quite a while, because we're going to make sure, and he's not run away from any light welterweight in the world, and I really mean that. The pound for pound best fighter in the world is Oscar De La Hoya, but I know if Shea Neary, it's Oscar De La Hoya, which he's been down twice before, this man has got the power to beat any light welterweight in the world. And I'm not just lying to him myself, boys, or trying to poke. He just spoke and gave an interview to the most modest fighter in the world. This man is a throwback. He is exactly what the interviews say. Sky have lived with him in the last couple of days, and we've seen what type of man he is. And the interview complex that Shea Neary, we've got to bring it out in that personality out in you. To me, you're the best fighter in the world.
He's a very modest and straightforward kind of guy, but when he gets in the ring, he does the talking there, and I think that's the most important thing. Now, there are a lot of big stars in this light welterweight division, and I guess, I mean, you're proud of that WBU belt, but I think the wider world would probably like to see you in now with a Chavez, De La Hoya. I mean, these are exciting ideas. What do you think about them?
As far as I'm concerned, Ian, you know, John Allen's looking after me, Monroe Island. Whoever they put me in with, you know, I'll train as hard as I can. I'll give 100% in the gym and in the ring. As I say, I've said many times before, you know, I'd rather die in there than, you know, come out a loser, like, but, you know, I'll give it all in there. And I thank you and Sky and all the public for watching me tonight.
What about these fans you've got here? I mean, this atmosphere at Everton is unique. Your performance today was a bit better than Everton's, wasn't it?
Yeah, Everton got beat 2-0. But this place here, you know, there's fans outside, you know, because there's knocking at our door today, you know, 15, 20, 30 fans coming. This place isn't quite big enough, you know, to get the full atmosphere. But, you know, hopefully we'll get there in the end, you know, hopefully with Sky and, you know, with the public of Liverpool. I'd like to thank them very much.
John Hyland just wants to say one quick thing, very briefly, John.
We do apologise to all the Liverpool people who have missed this fight. They voted him Echo Sports Personality of the Year. That's what Liverpool thinks of Shea Neary. Shea Neary wanted to prove to his Liverpool public that we will be defending in Liverpool for his first defence. We will have to leave the city after this fight.
Thank you very much. Well done tonight.
One has to say that